Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm really excited to do. It is going to be the finale for my March Madness series. Yes, today is going to be a full face of the most voted on products from you guys. This has been such a fun series. Thank you to everyone who has played along and who has made the third year of the March Madness series a success. I had so much fun going through the votes last night and seeing what you guys decided on, seeing what was the most voted on makeup products in each category. And I'm going to be getting ready today with these products. So if you haven't seen the other videos and saw how the game was played and how the voting worked and all of that, I can link the playlist in the description box if you want to go back and see all of the products that were competing against each other, and then what made it to the final round, and then finally what is the winner in each category. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. I'm actually gonna start off with my eyes. So I'm first going to prime them using the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. So I'm gonna put my ears on. This was the primer potion was not in a category, but we're gonna start off with the palette. But while I do that, I did want to say that there is also a giveaway with the March Madness series, and I wanted to say that I have started going through all of the brackets or all of the Google forms to try to see who will be the winners. I have 3 different giveaway boxes that are up for grabs. To have you give me some of your contact information when you did fill that out. So once I have the 3 winners, I will be contacting you directly. So I can't be announcing them in here, but I just closed the polls last night, and then I am filming this one today so it can go up on Friday. I also do have the winners. I'll list them in this video too, just like I would with my regular giveaways that I do. I'll put the winners in the description box also. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be getting through all of them and seeing who had the most amount of right answers and choosing the giveaway winners that way. But jumping into it, okay, so I have all of the results on my phone too. And jumping into it, I'm going to start off with the palette. I wanted to do this because this is kind of the first one that, like, that was the first category that we talked about. That was the first one that came in the rankings. But also because this palette won, I thought it would be good to do my eyes first. Winner at 54% of the votes is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. So the other contender in the top 2 was the Colourpop Going Coconuts palette. That had 46% of the votes, so I will be using the one from Tati Beauty. So again, thought it would be a good way to do my eyes first because I think I am going to work with some of the glitters. That way if I have any fallout or if I want to clean anything up out here, I don't already have my foundation and concealer in place. So that is what we are going to be starting off with. I really like this palette. I like both. I mean, I love both of the top 2 that were voted on for sure. But I really do like this palette. I especially enjoy this row right here. But I'm gonna try not to only go into that one. I think I want to use some of this darker brown row too. This dark brown glitter is really, really pretty. First, for my transition color, I'm going to come into the Soothe row and grab the matte at the bottom. I just have a double-ended brush from Anastasia. I really need to wash my brushes real bad, let me tell you. One of these days, I'm going to do it and it's going to be great. But first, I'm just going to take this shade and run it along the crease in the outer part of my eye. Kind of flicking this one out a little bit. Oh, I guess I should zoom you in, huh? Yes. We are zoomed in a little bit here. So yeah, a lot of my brushes are in my, I have like a separate basket where I keep brushes that need to be washed. There's a lot of them in there right now. I definitely need to get on that. I'm going to take Sigma E25. I'm pretty sure this is the last one that's clean. And I am going to grab the darker brown in the Ritual row. And this one is the matte also. And I'm going to tap that on the outer part of my eye. A little bit of this shade goes a really long way, so I just kind of work it on the outer part of my eye there. I'm going to take the other side of this Anastasia brush and I am going to go into the metallic in the Ritual row. These are really pretty shades, so this is just more of like a flat shader side. And I'm just going to run that on my eyelid. If you don't like glitter or working with glitter, honestly, like, you could do this look and then stop. Like, this is a look that I've done many times. For my glitter, I'm going to use this little brush here. It has like the silicone tip on it. It doesn't have a name. I got it as a gift, so I'm not sure what brand it is, but I think you can get these on like Amazon. And I'm going to use the glitter in the Ritual shade as well. I'm just patting onto this little sponge guy here, and then I'm going to start to set it down onto my eye. I like to have that metallic shade underneath because it's just, if I don't, I'm not the best at working with glitter, and you can probably see, like, I don't use a glitter glue. I feel like with the glitters in this palette, I probably shouldn't have wore white for this, but that's okay. I need to wash this shirt anyways. I don't want to tell you how many days I've been wearing it. It's been a lot. But I'm not the best at working with glitters, but I feel like the ones in the Tati palette, I just have a really easy time with. And again, like, I'm just not someone who likes to like mess around with glitter glues and like all these other things. Like, you guys know, I say it so many times, like, I like quick and easy looks, but I like looks that, like, if it can look like I've amped them up a little bit more and I've spent more time on them, then cool. And I feel like glitter is one of those looks that can make it seem like you spent more time than you actually did. So especially if I can find glitters that are just easy to work with, like, I'm honestly all about that. But I like to have that metallic shade underneath, so just in case, like, I don't get the glitter like absolutely everywhere, it's not just like my bare eyelid peeking through, if that makes sense. But you could also totally skip that step if you wanted to. But even so, like, the really inner corner, I try not to like get glitter too close to there. I'm not always like the best at it. But again, you just have a little bit of that metallic peeking through, and I think that it looks pretty. So I'm going to grab just a little bit more of the Soothe Matte and just kind of blend along slowly. My allergies are starting, which is not great. Just like sneezing and like, you know, almost looking like you have a cold. Not great. Touching your face with allergies, not great. I typically get an allergy injection twice a year, spring and fall. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. I haven't. It's on my list to look up because it's just been the past couple of days that, like, at first I thought I was getting a cold and I was like, oh no. And then I was like, oh duh, it's allergy season. And it's been warmer this week. So I've been taking my dog out, and every time I come back, that's when things are like amped up and I'm like, oh yes, allergy season. So I have to see if I'm going to be able to get an injection. I don't know. So this is what the eye look is looking like. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other eye real quick, like, and then we will keep on moving because I'm sure that you guys want to see more results. It just takes a while to do the eyes, okay? Right, so the other eye is done, and then I used a little bit of makeup remover to clean up and then kind of sharpen things up out here too, which again is why I wanted to do my eyes first, and then we're going to move over to the face. So I'm going to start off with the primer category. This was a big winner here. Big winner for the Tatcha Liquid Silk. This one at 72% over the First Aid Beauty matte primer, which only had 28% of the votes. So this new one from Tatcha was the big winner, and I have to say, I really like this primer. I didn't try the original one from Tatcha, but they actually contacted me and asked if they could send me the new one, and I was very excited about it. I was like, yes, because so many people love the other one. I'm not really a big fan of like the pot type of concealer or primers. Like, that's just not really me. Like, even when e.l.f. came out with the Poreless with their version of it, and people were, you know, vying for it, I was like, yeah, no, I'm still just not really that interested. It's just not really a type of product that I tend to go for, so I didn't even pick up that one from e.l.f. But this one is definitely more my style, and I think that it's really, really nice. Like, it does a lot for smoothing. Like, it does a lot for smoothing. It does a lot for pores. It's just, it really is a really nice primer. So I would definitely recommend it. I've been using it like This one, I've been trying to use my Touch in Sol No Problem Primer because it's in my project pan and I'm trying to finish it off. So I've been trying to use that one, and then I also have the LC Cosmetics in my Shop My Stash bag that I've been trying to use, but I kind of keep using this one the most. But I like it so much, and it makes my skin just like soft, and it just feels like my skin is ready to get foundation put on it. Does that make sense? I feel like that's a glowing review. I feel like Tatcha should take that clip and use it in their marketing materials. Quite honestly, that's how I feel. Moving over to foundation, I've been really excited to share about this category because this was one. So with March Madness, we start off with 4 products each. You guys vote, the top 2 move on to the next round. Well, when we voted, there was actually a tie for the second place. So Fenty Beauty actually had the most percentage of the votes in the first round, but then the Anastasia Luminous Foundation and also the Shiseido Synchro Skin Refreshing Foundation, they were tied at the same percentage. So all 3 had to move on to the next round, and I was very curious what was going to win, and I was a little bit surprised. Very, very close race once again, but the winner at 37% is Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Luminous Foundation. Fenty came in at 33% with the Hydrating Foundation, and the Shiseido had 31%. Very, very, very close race amongst the 3 foundations, and honestly, like, I was so excited. I kept checking the polls more specifically for the foundation because Fenty was ahead for a little bit. Then the ABH, I don't know if I ever saw I don't know if I personally saw myself Shiseido pull ahead, but especially Fenty and ABH were very close with each other, and because Fenty won the first round, I was surprised. But that is the foundation that I'm going to be using. I'm going to use a new sponge from Colourpop. This is from their blender set, Get Blend set that they came out with the 5 sponges. This one is the complexion sponge. So you have like the flat side here and then like the slope over here. So I just thought this would be a fun one. I'm going to shake up the Anastasia just a little bit. I have been trying out the Colourpop sponges, and I think that they are pretty nice. So I haven't tried the complexion one yet. It does get pretty large, but we'll go ahead and give this one a shot. I do like the Anastasia foundation. Honestly, like, I liked all 4. I mean, of course, the different products that are in the categories are products that I have in my collection, and especially as I've been doing my declutter series, you know, I've been getting rid of products that I don't use as much anymore or I don't like as much. So I mean, essentially everything that was in the categories were products that I've liked enough to keep around after I've gotten them, hauled them, reviewed them, like went through makeup declutters and all of that. But of course, not everything is like an absolute standout favorite of mine. I really do like the Anastasia foundation. I did a video ranking all of the foundations that I tried in 2019. If you didn't catch that one, if you'd still be interested in seeing just a bunch of different foundation reviews, I can definitely put that one up in the, is it on this side? On this side. This side? This side. I don't know. Definitely put it up there if you're interested in watching it. But I like this one. It gives, to me, it gives more of a medium coverage, which I like. You can build it up, and it is a very luminous finish though, so I think either primer that would have won would have worked well with this, but I wouldn't, for me personally, I wouldn't pair this foundation with like a luminous or a radiant primer because it will be too much. And I also recommend, like, I like to really powder my face. I normally tend to swing more on the dry side. I've been having some medication tweaks over the past while here, so I feel like I can't even really like pinpoint exactly what my skin is like, but even still, after a few hours of wear, like, you definitely get very luminous and dewy. You get very Louis over here, okay? So I like to powder my whole face, and then if I was wearing this and I was gonna be going out somewhere, guess that's not a problem, I would like bring a powder along just to powder like when situations arose. Yeah, I will say that was just one pass, and you could probably see that I have a lot of redness on my face, and I feel like it did a really good job of covering. So I like the coverage on it a lot. I think that it feels good on the skin. I like the finish. You just got to be a little bit careful, especially if you do have more oily skin. I don't know if this would be your favorite foundation, just to be honest, but yeah, I really do like it a lot. So that is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation, the big winner in the foundation category. Moving on to concealer, it was a duel between two drugstore concealers. I had two drugstore concealers and two luxury concealers, and the two drugstore moved on, and the winner, not really surprised, it's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, this one at 68%. The CoverGirl Undercover had 32%. So this was a big winner in the first round too, so I was kind of expecting e.l.f. to run away with it again, and yeah, definitely got a lot of the votes. So I'm a big fan of this one from e.l.f., and a little bit definitely goes a long way. I think I'm just gonna start with my under eyes first, and then we will do some spot concealing. But liking the sponge, and I'm gonna use this side here for concealer, and I like that it comes up to that pretty sharp tip because you can get it like right under the eyes, which is awesome. I did my concealer declutter. I think that was the last declutter that's gone up. I've been doing a declutter every week for like, I think it's actually been like 7 weeks now or something. It started at the beginning of the year. It's been going on for a while. I said that I really don't love the e.l.f. hydrating concealer. I definitely like this original camo concealer more, and a lot of people agreed with me. A lot of people don't love that one as much, which was really surprising. I thought, like, I was all for it. I purchased it from Ulta. I was like, heck yes, this is going to be great. And I was a little bit surprised. I think it's really drying. for something that says that it's supposed to be more hydrating, I'm like, I don't see it actually. And I think it makes my under eyes just look super dry and like, I don't know, just not good. But I love this one. I love the original for sure. I'm gonna do a little bit of spot concealing with the concealer also. Moving over to powder, this was another one that we had like a runaway winner in the first round of votes, and that one did indeed win out. I asked, do you think there's any way the Pat McGrath powder can overtake the Laura Mercier? And you guys said, no, this is still the OG in our minds. So the Laura Mercier Classic Translucent Powder won at 76% over the Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Powder, which had 24% of the votes. This is like a old school staple of YouTube. Everyone had lost their minds over this powder at one point, and apparently we are still real big fans of this one. I like this one. I think that it's a really nice powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the sponge. I'm going to set my concealer first. A really nice sponge actually. I like the way that it feels. I'm kind of particular. Am I kind of particular really when it comes to sponges? I just feel like if there's a sponge I don't like, I just know why I don't like it, and I don't like it, you know? But I'm really liking the shape of this one. Add some powder to the areas where I was doing my spot concealing. I have a video on covering redness and acne scars. Like I have like a whole in-depth video if you would want to catch that one also. I'm also going to take this flat side, and I'm just going to kind of like lightly tap it into the powder. Just a little bit, not totally overloading it, but I do want to powder my face because like I said, it does get really luminous. So I just kind of want to like set the foundation down. I did not have a brow product in March Madness, so I'm just going to do my brows off camera quick, and then we will be back. So, all right. Brows are done. I'm going to move on and do a little bit more on my face because I feel like I definitely need some bronzing up before I finish off my eyes. So moving over to the bronzer category, this actually ended up closer than I thought it was going to be because from the first round there was like a very clear winner, but it was a little bit closer. But the winner at 57% is the Too Faced Sun Puppy Bronzer. This is a new limited edition of bronzer from Too Faced, and people seem to be really loving on it. So it beat out the Colourpop, the bronzer from the Coconut collection. That was at 43%. So the Too Faced was at 57%. So these are different shades of bronzers in here. I'm just going to kind of mix them all together here and use them to get a little bronze action going, which is necessary at the moment. Necessary. I'm using a brush from the Jessica Simpson line because I'm telling you, I really need to wash my brushes, okay? No judgments. No judgments. And this is like what I normally use as a powder brush, but you know, I can make it work for a bronzer brush. I also want to say that I am excited that I am doing another 30-day challenge in April. So in August of last year, I did a 30-day challenge, and I just did it on social media. I posted videos about it on YouTube, and I had some Instagram posts about it, but it was called the Create a Life You Love Challenge, and each day there was a different task or suggestion or goal to just try to be our best selves and work on ourselves and be positive and all of that. And it was a lot of fun, and I got so much great feedback, and a lot of people who did it wanted to do it again. So I've been thinking about when I could do the next challenge and what I could do and what it could be focused on. And I decided April was going to be the month because obviously there's so much going on right now. It's just a struggle every day. And I kind of feel like we're getting into that point where people are really starting to turn on one another about anything, like about anything. There's just, I think that there's just going to continue to be more and more and more negativity going forward, and that's making me really sad, and it's getting me really overwhelmed. And I'm someone who, like, I love my to-do list and my planner, and I always create a to-do list every single day, and I'd kind of gotten away from it, and I was telling myself, like, it's no big deal, like, all this stuff is happening, like, you can't be expected to, like, give yourself a break, basically, is what I was saying, like. But I think what that ended up doing was pushing me more into a funk, because then I had, like, no schedule throughout my day. It was just, everything was upside down for me. And I was, quite honestly, like, I was really struggling. I know that there were several videos where you could tell, like, I just wasn't in the best place. And so I decided to run this challenge to give me something to look forward to every day, and to have just a task to focus on, and to also do it with you guys. And so last time when I ran the challenge, again, like I said, it was just kind of all over the place on social media, but it was really hard. And I felt like, you know, sometimes I would talk about it in a YouTube video, but not everyone was doing the challenge, and they were just coming for whatever that content was. So I was trying to think of what would be the best way to do it, and I decided to start a private Facebook group. So if you want to join, I do have it where you have to request to join, and then I approve you, and it is just called Secret Sam Squad. So if you go to Facebook, it is like facebook.com/groups/Secret Sam Squad, and you can request to join, and I will have it linked in the description box. I actually created that group in October of 2019 because I had all these different ideas of things that I wanted to do, and kind of the idea was, like, I wanted a place where I could feel like I could connect with people who connect with me, you know, not just for, and you know, this is not to, like, put anyone down, but not just for a viewer who kind of, like, casually watches my videos or maybe pops in if they find it an interesting subject, but people that I really try to talk to and connect to in messages and comments and DMs and emails and all of that. I just want it somewhere where we could have more of a place to talk to each other, but also for you guys to talk to one another. It's been really humbling over the years to learn that friendships have been made because people have found each other in my comment section, people have found each other on Twitter, and that makes me feel a lot of ways. And I feel like, especially right now with social distancing, not being able to travel or go places, we're really, like, thriving on social media and technology to keep us in touch with one another. And you know, so it just makes me happy. I love bringing people together. That's just something that brings me a ton of joy. And so that was what I wanted to do. So I started the page in October, but I never did anything with it until I was like, now is the time, let's do it. So I actually, you know, sent out the link and let people come and request to join, and then that's where we're doing the challenge. Every day I'm posting, the calendar's posted in there. Every day I'll post something, and I'll also talk about how I'm taking on that task. I'm doing this on April 1st, so I've already been watching people talking to one another in there and forming own connections. People with, they've realized that they have common interests, so then they're talking to one another as well, and it's just, it's gonna make me so happy. So I wanted to mention it. If that sounds like, you know, any sort of interest to you, I'd love if you wanted to come by and hang out and all of that. And we're gonna be doing the 30-day challenge in April, focused on, again, continuing to be our best selves, but also understanding that things are just really uncertain right now. And, you know, there's some days where we kind of focus on that too. And it's just called the hashtag In This Together challenge. So the link to the Facebook page, which will have all the other details, will be in my description box, but wanted to mention that. So you can either join because you want to join the challenge, or you can join because, you know, you want a place where you can connect with other people who love makeup and beauty and all of that, and we can talk more without it being so public. I know that sometimes people say that they really don't like to post certain YouTube comments because it's, you know, such a public thing, but this is a private, closed group. Nothing can be shared, you know, publicly and all of that from within the group. So yeah, I wanted to mention that. But let's move on. So moving over to blush. This one was a very close category, but the winner, and I'm not super surprised, is my blush duo from Cover FX. This is the monochromatic blush duo in Warm Honey. This won at 54% over the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic blush, which had 46% of the votes. So I'm going to use some Warm Honey, and I'm just going to kind of mix these back and forth and apply to my cheeks. I'm using the Refer 05. A lot of people love these blushes are from Cover FX, so it won quite a bit in the first round. So I was actually a little bit surprised to see it so close to the Charlotte Tilbury, but can't say that I was surprised at all to see this one as the winner. I'm just gonna spray my face quickly with the Urban Decay Chill Spray, just since I have most of my powders down. I'm about out of that. That was kind of hard to spray my face. To finish off my eyes, I'm just going to use one of the new liners from Charlotte Tilbury, one of the duo liners. This one is from the Copper collection, and I'm going to use the matte side on my waterline. These are really nice liners. I was very impressed with them. I have a video with a look with all 4 of the quads, and I also use the liners too, which I feel like are really nice products. Coming back into the Tati palette to finish it off, I'm just going to grab the mattes from the Soothe and Ritual line, and I'm using a Wayne Goss 05 brush, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. The sequin in the Aura row, and I'm going to use that for my inner corner and brow bone highlight using a Stilazzi L220. Then to finish off the eyes with mascara, this one ended up being pretty close as well, but the winner is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara at 54%. This one over the new Fenty Beauty Mascara, which had 46% of the votes. Not super surprised. A lot of people love this mascara. I like it, but again, it's not one of those that became an absolute favorite for me. I get some transfer with it sometimes, but it does make the lashes look really, really beautiful. So I'm just going to finish off the eyes with the Benefit mascara. Once mascara is on, my eyes are done, and to finish off the face, I'm going to do my highlight. So at 69% of the votes is Benefit Cookie. Not surprised at all to see this. The Colourpop Horse and Carriage only had 31%. Benefit Cookie ran away with it in the first round, and definitely ran away with it as the winner. I know a lot of people love on the cookie highlight. I do think that it's a really nice highlight as well. I don't love the box packaging as much from Benefit, to be honest, but that is what I'm going to go ahead and use as my highlight today. And I'm just using a Real Techniques setting powder brush for my highlight. Because why not? Because that is what we are doing today, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and add this to my cheekbones. Definitely, if you like more of an intense highlight, you would like Benefit Cookie. It is pretty light. They did also recently send me Tickle, I think it is. I haven't tried it yet though, but it looks to be a little bit darker than Cookie. Sometimes I want to like make sure I'm doing little circles here so it doesn't look too stripey on me, you know. Also going to highlight a little bit on my nose too. And then we just have one more category to go, and that is lips. So this was very, very close as well, but the winner at 52%, very close, was the Colourpop Oh Snap Lip Liner and the Milani Keep It Full lip gloss in the shade Nude Shimmer. At 48% was the Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria lipstick. So that was a very, very close with the lips, but just beating out Charlotte Tilbury is this affordable lip combo here. So I am first going to line my lips with Oh Snap from Colourpop. I sharpened it before this video. Look at how tiny it is. I'm trying to finish it off, but I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips first. I don't know if it's gonna look great. Why did I not take into consideration my lips? I think it'll work. It'll be fine. Then I'm going to tap it with the Milani gloss. Milani gloss has more of like a bronzy shimmer to it. Again, this is in Nude Shimmer. So I think that makes it work with the eyes. Okay, I truly did not even think of that. Hello. So after that though, that is it. That is the finished look for the March Madness finale video, using all of the products that you guys voted on, that you wanted to see on my face. Thank you again to everyone who played along with March Madness. Thank you for voting. Thank you for filling out the brackets. Again, I will be going through everything as quickly as I can so I can get those 3 winners notified. I packed up the boxes the other day to get them ready to ship out to you. So as soon as I have that ready, I will also list the winners in the description box. But thank you guys so much for another fun year of March Madness. Hopefully we will come back next year and do it for 4 years in a row. I always love to get your feedback though on it too. If there's anything that you have suggestions on or that you would want to see for the March Madness series, please of course do let me know. Other than that though, if you guys did enjoy this and you had fun with the series, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.